Hey guys, Mark here. There's so much stuff going on with this election process. I don't even know where to begin. But there are, basically, guys, I've been sitting around like y'all have more or less the last couple of days. I'm just sitting around. I've read a few stories, but I'm just watching videos. I'm seeing what kind of information that other people are bringing out there. I'm pretty much laid out my case for what might happen through the executive orders. Now we can only watch and wait, and as Americans, and see what happens. Now, some of the information that I've been seeing, a lot of you may have seen, some of it you may have seen, and some of it you may have not. So I'm just going to go ahead and just share a couple of pieces of the things that I came across. Forgive me. Um, oh, never mind. I got it. But one of the things that came out is one of these big intelligence sources uh, for Infowars. Apparently, he's been getting poisoned, and somebody's been trying to kill him with like plutonium or something. And this dude is like a legit ex-intelligence agent himself, and he's been bringing a lot of information to the InfoWars program, and he has been working a bit with the Trump team. So this is definitely something that I think we should be uh, paying a bit of attention to, because if they're willing to try to poison Roger Stone with some kind of plutonium or whatever it is, what do you think they're willing to do to Donald Trump? Let's not forget that the ex-United Nations Secretary, John Ash, was set to testify in a trial that was unrelated but was going to implicate the Clinton Foundation. They found him dead. They claimed it was a suicide, and then it turned out his throat was crushed. Okay, and let's not forget about JFK. So if they want, the intelligence community wants to take you out, they can. They've already came out on TV and said that Trump taking on the intelligence community was stupid because they had 6 ways from Sunday to take him out. I mean, that's what they said. They basically said, we can kill you anytime, any place, anywhere we want to. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. We've been doing it for 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years. And they have. Right? So then we've got this video Mark Dice brought out. Uh, Apparently, it's got Keith Olbermann talking on the internet. And apparently, it's interesting because a lot of these Democrats and liberals have now turned into like evil usses, right? Because apparently he changed his name of his YouTube show from whatever it was, like The Closing or something, to The Resistance. And now they're spouting all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories, kind of like we do, except the ones that we do are actually factual based from government documents. So, anyways, he's come out and was talking about how Russia has now, well, by electing Trump, has just taken over America without firing a shot. And he compared the takeover of America by Russia by getting Trump elected to the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Now, this is pretty interesting because a big chunk of the voters already knew about a lot of the scandals and crimes that Hillary Clinton was involved in before WikiLeaks was ever even a household name. Right? Vladimir Putin was going on record to the world, letting them know that if Hillary Clinton became president of the United States, he's pretty sure that she wanted to go to nuclear war. And she even said so much on her campaign that she would respond to any kind of hacking from any government, especially Russia, militarily. Right? She wants war with Russia. She wants nuclear war with Russia. Vladimir doesn't. So I guess that makes him an evil person. Now, look, I know Putin's got his things. He's got his own agenda, and I'm not saying this dude's a teddy bear. But this is a fight against United Nations and Agenda 21. All right, this is against globalization. This is against depopulation. Go watch videos by the ex-member of the United Nations, Christiana Figueres. She talks repeatedly about how the United Nations needs to formulate a plan to depopulate 80 to 90% of the planet right now. And guess what? This woman has children. This is the hypocrisy of these libtards. And so this is what we're fighting against, folks. So we have to take allies where we get them. If that means we need a temporary ally in Putin to keep nuclear war from depopulating the planet, so be it. I'm just saying. So, now, not only is that pretty nuts, along with Rosie O'Donnell coming out and saying she wants martial law to stop Donald Trump, CNN did a little bit of nuclear work themselves. Because now the Clinton News Network, which they will always be known for their insane bias for Hillary Clinton during the election, has come out and just dropped a bombshell to everybody on the planet could hear. And they've come out and said, they were talking about how none of Donald Trump's cabinet members have been confirmed yet. Now, this has been in the news recently where Donald Trump's been tweeting and he's been saying, shame on the Democrats for not confirming my cabinet members, so my team will be ready after I get inaugurated so I can get straight to work. Now, the Democrats fired back and claimed he doesn't know what he's talking about, and they're going at the normal speed, and this is the way things always work, which in reality is not the case at all. Well, these same Democrats who claim they aren't purposely dragging their feet from confirming Trump cabinet members, about 30 to 50% of the Democrats are boycotting the Trump inauguration and are refusing to go. Right? Once again, the hypocrisy, what exposes them as the liars that they are. And once again, CNN has demonstrated how all this stuff that I've been talking about that's being laid out in these executive orders is still and completely totally plausible. Because it turns out, and I wasn't aware of this, if something happens right now something happens between now and the time Trump gets inaugurated and none of Trump's cabinet members are still confirmed, if Trump is assassinated, then the next president of the United States will be an appointee of President Barack Obama, who will not be attending the inauguration and will be stowed away at a secret location for security reasons. So as you see, they still can put any puppet they want into power by taking out Donald Trump. CNN just announced this for everybody on the planet to hear. And if you don't think this won't call out psychos to come out and try to do it, I wouldn't be surprised at all. We've already got these videos coming out by Project Veritas, if you guys haven't seen them. And they have straight up uncovered plots by every, I would call them professional protest organization in America. And they're willing to do everything from the legal to the illegal to make sure that, in their words, that this inauguration is a complete and total clusterfuck beyond all recognition. I mean, it's just crazy, y'all. So CNN basically just came out and called for the assassination of Trump and let every crazy libtard out there know that, hey, all you got to do is kill Trump and Obama's going to keep power with this secret appointee. This is why we need the ministry of truth, y'all. This is why this law is important, because Grendel61 talked about this today, and he's the one that made me aware of this article. And we can use this Ministry of Truth to declare CNN what it is: anti-American globalist propaganda. We can shut this thing down and then shut down the Ministry of Truth. That would be a glorious day. But as we all know, Trump has the power. We are in the age of technology. He can do all his communication to America through tweets, and he can do all his public addresses through Periscope. He no longer needs the mainstream media and their lying propaganda anymore. Now, the ironic thing is the mainstream media is propagandist because they have been directed to do so under years and years of corrupt administrations of the U.S. government. Think what you will, but this is real business. Why do you think I keep discussing about how John Kerry went to meet all the bigwigs in Hollywood back in February before all this madness started and before all of Hollywood turned against Donald Trump? It's because all of Hollywood is controlled by the U.S. government. Just as I pointed out, one of the people that John Kerry met with was the chief of Universal, who was also coincidentally the chief of the arm of the government that creates American propaganda, which can be disseminated overseas and within the U.S. borders thanks to the overturning of the Smith-Mundt Act. So a lot of you Americans out there are probably confused as to why none of these bands want to play for Donald Trump. He must be a really horrible human being. And this is how they're brainwashing the masses. But what people don't understand is these people are puppets who are being controlled, in fact, by the government. This is not a joke. There's too many things that came out that people thought would have never been possible. And it turns out, well, they completely are. So, anyways, I'll be sitting around in the next couple of days, just like you guys are. And I'll be waiting to see what happens. Just like every other American out there, this is definitely, this may be one of the most exciting day in this country in over 100 years. And if Donald Trump gets assassinated, this could be a very different conversation. We may not have time to make videos anymore because we're just trying to protect our families and survive the chaos that ensues. So we'll see what happens, y'all. I have no idea. I hope I'm wrong about everything. I hope the elites fail in their plan. I hope Donald Trump becomes president, undoes everything pretty much Obama did, stops immigration, and golfs for 4 years. Anyways, you guys take care. I'll talk to y'all soon.